Yo, what's goody? What's goody? Latrell in a hoodie, and welcome to another episode of the Brother Next Door podcast, where I talk about finance, personal development, and skills to get you further in life, the actionable steps, and my own personal experiences. In this episode, we're talking about the introverts. We're talking about myself, because I am introverted, right? And so let's just get right into it. Understand over the past 2 weeks, I've been really working on getting out of my introvertedness. And that's really what I want to talk about with the air quotes, introvertedness. It's not necessarily being introverted, but being asocial, which is something most people probably haven't heard of. And that's what we're going to go into. Not antisocial, but asocial. And there's a couple definitions we want to get out the way. Let's go and get the definitions out the way now. So when it comes to being introverted, just the oversimplistic definition, right, or easiest way to explain it is when you're introverted, right, you lose energy with bigger crowds, or being at parties or large gatherings. You actually lose energy. But when it comes to extroverts, they gain energy. That's where they thrive, right? And so that's the most simplistic, easiest way to explain it. Understand introverts just prefer to spend time with one themselves or with one or two people. They're more focused on building strong few relationships over many shallow relationships. And so that's what I found in my research, and that's also, how I feel is I prefer to have very few but deep relationships over a whole bunch of relationships that's just like, hey, how you doing? You good? You good? Okay, cool. And then so the conversation ends. But like, let me into your life. Let me know something about you, right? And then you can know something about me, and then we just go back and forth. But let's not get with the shallow stuff, and that's just me. And so understand introverted versus extroverted. Being being introverted versus extroverted. Now, being antisocial, which is what a lot of people say, and what I said all the time up until I started doing research for this episode, being antisocial actually means, right, actions that harm others or violate their rights, such as stealing, physical assault, lying, or manipulation. Antisocial behavior can also cause harm, distress, or harassment. Basically, you're hostile, right? And like, I'm not hostile. I'm not any of those things, right? But that's the true definition of being antisocial. And so I was like, okay, what am I then? And it's asocial. And so all asocial just means is that you avoid large gatherings, right? You avoid social interactions. And so, that's where we're at. It's not necessarily purely. I'm not necessarily purely asocial, right? Like I said, I like spending time with friends and different stuff like that. But I'm not, all the way. Oh, I want to spend time with everybody I can all the time. Nah, that's not me, dog. I need to recharge that social battery, as people say. And so understand, as I've gone along this journey over the past 2 weeks, to just get out of my comfort zone and go out to events, go hang out with people, I come to realize, like, I've been asocial for no reason, right? Like, I went out to one event last Saturday, and it was just a little potluck, everybody getting together, eating, having a good time. And like, I had a great time, but usually I avoid large social gatherings, because it's like, one, I don't know all these people. Two, I don't know when I want to leave. And so it's just like you catch yourself in a predicament to where it's just like you end up stuck in a place that you don't really want to be at. And so you just avoid it altogether. And so for me, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. We're going to do something different this year. And so I went and had a great time. Instant connections with multiple people there, talk, shot the stuff, whatever. And it was just a good time, right? It was a great time with volunteers. It was actually people I volunteer with down in Dallas. And so it was just a great time of playing games, you know what I'm saying, eating good food. and just really enjoying each other's company and getting to know each other. And I had a phenomenal time. Now, once 10:30 rolled around, I was ready to go. And that's what I did. I left, right? I said my goodbyes and I dipped. But it was like, bro, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And so understand that if you feel like you're antisocial, right, which is really just asocial, if you feel like, you just don't want to be bothered with other people and you haven't tried going out and hanging out with a group of people, right, like you, right? For me, that was a group of not only Christians, but also Christian volunteers that help out the homeless almost every single Saturday. And so for me, going to parties and going downtown Dallas and clubs, that's definitely not my scene. You're not going to catch me there. But at a Christian event with people who have, like minds, oh yeah, let's let's see how that works. And so for you, try that out. Try to go to events with like-minded individuals that share the same morals and same beliefs as you, and see if that works better for you when it comes to spending time with larger groups, right? Just get out of your comfort zone as a introvert. Understand, being an introvert, I get a lot more done by myself than with a whole bunch of other people. Last week, right, Thanksgiving weekend, or Thanksgiving week, I had the plant pretty much was shut down. And so I had a lot of stuff to get done. And I was able to get it done. One, because like I said, the plant was shut down, so the machines weren't running. But the other part was nobody was bothering me. I didn't have to worry about responding to emails, this, that, and the third. Like, I could solely focus on getting the work done. And understand, within those 3 days, those were the most productive 3 days I've ever had, right? And it's not just because I could have any machine I wanted and, get it done very quickly, but it's because I was able to focus 100% on that task. I was able to focus 100%, or not even just focus, but just be in my head the entire day, right? And then it got to a point where I was just like, all right, let me go on and throw on a podcast. It's a little too quiet. Let me go and throw on a podcast, but I was able to just be with me for 8 hours, 3 days straight, and just get done what I needed to get done. And I achieved everything I wanted to achieve within those 3 days. And I thought I was going to have to come in on Friday and possibly Saturday. No, I got everything done I needed to get done within those 3 days, because I was just to myself and being able to focus on myself as well as getting the work done. So understand, what's the point of me saying all this? I've always prayed and just hope I won't be an introvert anymore. I'm tired of being an introvert. When it's like, that's not a negative thing. If you feel like being an introvert's a negative thing, you got it misconstrued. Being asocial is, not the best thing. I'm not going to say it's negative. Everybody needs, their battery recharge. But I think what you want to get out of is being asocial, not necessarily being introverted, because now hey, I work better when I'm by myself. Now, as an engineer, I'm working with teams. I'm working with people all the time. I'm working with contractors, all that good stuff. And so I'm not saying you're always by yourself, but what I am saying is you get with the team, you talk about what needs to be accomplished, and then once you have time to work on what you need to work on, okay, retreat, go to where you need to go, whether it's your desk, whether it's on the floor, wherever it may be, whether it's Starbucks for you, whatever your situation is. But now you're able to go by yourself, because that's where you work best, get your work done, and then be able to come back with the team, talk, collaborate, and figure out, hey, this is what I came up with, or this is my part of the project, where you guys at with the project. And so understand that being introverted is not a negative thing. Don't wish that you weren't introverted anymore. That's completely okay to be introverted. That just means you're going to have to recharge your social battery more than extroverts. And that's completely fine, right? Being able to build meaningful relationships, there's nothing wrong with that. Being able to have 1-2 deep fam, when you got those friendships where you could just come back months later and pick up where you left off, like y'all been talking every day. Like that's what I like. Like those are the friendships I like, because it's like, bro, like it's not a hassle. Not like, oh, we gotta hang out this week, or we have to hang out this month. It's like, nah, bro, we'll catch each other when we catch each other, and it's a great time when we do catch each other, and then we lose track of time. And so don't be discouraged if you are a introvert. Don't feel down on yourself if you are a introvert, but I do challenge you to go out more, whether it's with, one or two friends, or whether it is going and finding a group of like-minded individuals and seeing if you're able to handle, being around that crowd a little bit longer than you would with a crowd that you just don't merge or click with. And so definitely keep those things in mind as a introvert. So stop saying antisocial, right? I hope none of y'all are antisocial for real. Work on being less asocial and take pride in being a introvert, and step out of your comfort zone if you are an introvert. Look, I'm not saying I'm about to go crazy with, hanging out with a whole bunch of group of people, but these past 2 weeks have shown me that it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It's really not. And so just take that first step in trying it, and let me know how it goes in the comments, right? If you're enjoying the episodes, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Leave a comment. If you are listening audio, you know what I'm saying? Give your boy a 5-star review, all that good stuff. And I will see y'all in the next episode.